people say a lot of stuff and then they don't back it up. So we'll see. He doesn't. I've never seen him take anybody's head off anybody's shoulders in all his 22 fights. So probably a lie, another lie. And we'll see if he's got the guts to try and do it when I'm stood in the ring in front of him. I don't believe he has. But we'll see.
I saw you on Sky recently where you said that you would take him out inside 4 rounds. Is that right? Tell me why you believe that.
Just believe it. I don't think he's as good as people crack him up to be, or he doesn't believe he is his own self. He's got a confidence issue. He's coming off of 2 shaky performances, and boxing's all about in form. Who's in form and who isn't. On his last 2 fights, he's not in form. On mine, I am. So momentum's with me, and I just believe I take him out early, very early, maybe even 1 round, 2 rounds. It's a nice quote.
Those are the words of Tyson the Gypsy King Fury as he states that Anthony Joshua has a confidence issue. He's coming off of 2 shaky performances, and a lot of people, they don't really back up what they say. Okay, and he says that he's never taken anybody's head off of his shoulders, and he'll take him out in 3 to 4 rounds, possibly. Okay. Those are the words of Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, of course. You know the man, the myth, the legend, the man of many thoughts, many avenues of thinking. And I have to maybe 90% disagree with him. And let me counterpunch. He has a confidence issue. I'm not really sure about the confidence part. Because if he had a confidence issue, I don't think he would want to fight him that badly for these amount of years. Okay, the last I heard of Anthony Joshua was, or the last time I heard these 2 guys talk, he FaceTimed Anthony Joshua. And the first thing Anthony Joshua said, when are we fighting? Okay, well, I don't think that's a person with a confidence issue. Also, he's not as good as people think he is. Well, when he was an amateur and you were a pro, didn't you say he was that good? You know, maybe I'm reaching with that because maybe Tyson feels that he's better, naturally. So I get that. But the one that really stuck out at me is he never took anyone's head off his shoulders, ever. Or he never nearly did that. I think the guy that he fought, that he boxed and had a snooze fest, which was Vladimir Klitschko, he damn near did everything. He almost did that. Did you see Vladimir Klitschko's neck? Okay. Do you see his head stretch his neck from the punch that made his head stretch his neck? Did you guys see that? I mean, that if it wasn't for his neck, that head would have flew to, I don't know, the clock, right? Shattered the clock. I mean, he almost did that. That's exactly what it appeared like he wanted to do to Klitschko when he hit Klitschko. Take his head off his shoulders. No one saw that punch. When I saw it, I was like, oh! But he never did that. Okay. And all the knockouts that this guy has, he has 24 fights, 25 fights, 1 loss? 22, 23 by knockout? He's never did that? Okay. 2 shaky performances. All right. Well, I would understand why people would say the Ruiz fight was kind of shaky because he was rather just boxing and trying to stay out of harm's way to get the win. I get that. He boxed a guy that said he couldn't box, right? That said he was a robot that said he couldn't fight. But the story of the fight told a different thing. Alternative. The alternative ending was Anthony Joshua got the win. You could call that shaky. I get that. But Kubrat Pulev a shaky performance. I wouldn't necessarily call that a shaky performance. You know, there were times in there when he was trying to figure out Pulev, because Pulev has a constant movement, you know, and I've always said this is always unfair to say about any guy that you haven't fought. It's easy to judge a guy fighting another guy when you never fought either guy. You know, it would be different if you know that guy, if you've known that fighter, you've been in there with that fighter, and you know, hey, that fighter ain't got nothing on me, and then that guy that says he can beat me is giving that guy problems. Well, I know that's a lie because I took out that guy easy. I can get that. But Tyson Fury's done neither. Tyson Fury has not fought Kubrat Pulev or Andy Ruiz. So him saying, well, coming off of two shaky performances and, you know, the momentum is his. And then that's what I do agree with. The momentum is his. But for how long? You know, this is January. February, if he doesn't fight, he would have been over a year in inactivity come the 22nd of next month. Right? So the momentum, how long will it be when you beat a one-armed champion? And his name is Wilder. Deontay Wilder is a one-armed champion. I mean, how much juice will you get from that? Especially, let's say you don't get the fight with Joshua right away, and you do have to fight Wilder. Okay, you know, will you be in the momentum then just because you beat Wilder and Wilder fought no one else but Ortiz? You know what I mean? He knocked out Brazil, but, you know, Brazil was already defeated by the guy that no one wanted to fight. And that's AJ. So, you know, again, how much could you be on the momentum? I mean, I can understand this was like last year and this was before the Pulev fight, but Joshua has fought and since then, and he dropped Pulev, what, twice, 3 times, 4 times, right? And someone being dropped 4 times, knocking him out in the 9th round, I wouldn't call that a shaky performance. I would say on Tyson Fury, and I would think this is more of the mind games. Now, to see the thing about a manipulating salesman, you know, like Fury has, when you're talking to Fury, if you're listening to Fury, it's like some facetious inner truth. He has to, you can tell when he's saying that he believes what he's saying, but when he explains it to the public, it comes out offensive or in a derogatory way towards the other fighter. If you hear him talk about AJ, you know, it's like he ain't this, he ain't that, he ain't shit. You know, and in the way he's explaining it, he's explaining it as though he wants you to believe what he's telling you because he believes what he's saying. You know, like one of those speak it, believe it, receive it kind of situations, right? That's how Tyson Fury, you know, talks about someone. It's almost like you're listening to someone roast another person, and then you're laughing at that person, but that person's not laughing because that person is too busy focusing on, I guess, your reaction or how he's making you react, like laughter or humorous. But, you know, they're in focus on saying what they got to say about that particular person or thing or whatever. That's exactly what Tyson Fury's doing. And I'll say this, you know, it's a fair play to keep talking about the fight because that's the fight that everybody wants to see. So regardless of what really goes on in this mediation, if it goes in his favor, he's not missed a beat. So I think Tyson Fury is staying right on tune with what he wants to do, and he wants to fight Anthony Joshua. So let's see if he can take Anthony Joshua out in 3 or 4 rounds. You guys tell me what you think about Tyson Fury's statements towards Anthony Joshua. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.